Welcome to Module 3, Lesson 1. In today's lesson, I will be showing you how to make equivalent fractions. Let's start by making fractions that are equivalent to 1/3. In order to do this, I'm going to take each block here and split it into 1/3. So that means I will have 3 equal pieces. And now I'm going to shade that so that my fraction represents 1/3. So I will shade 1 out of 3 pieces. So when I shade 1 out of 3, that represents a fraction of 1/3 that is shaded. So I can go ahead and say that this is equal to 1/3. Right now, this one is also equal to 1/3. And to find an equivalent fraction, I can cut that again. I will now cut this horizontally into 2 pieces. So now I have a different total number of pieces. So what I'm going to do is I will multiply my top and my bottom by 2 because I have just cut that into 2 more pieces, the top and the bottom. So now I'm going to look at this as a whole. Well, I have 2 pieces that are shaded out of a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2/6 is an equivalent fraction to 1/3. And if you notice, I did the same thing to the top and the bottom. I multiplied my top number by 2 and my bottom number by 2. And when we're talking about fractions, those top and bottom numbers have a specific name. The top number is called your numerator, and the bottom number is called the denominator. Let's go ahead and take our 1/3 and find another equivalent fraction. This time, let's cut it horizontally into 3 more pieces. So by drawing 2 more lines, I have now created 3 more pieces. So I will multiply my top and my bottom by 3. Now if I'm counting my shaded pieces, I have 1, 2, 3 that are shaded out of a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So as you can see, 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 3 equals 9. So we did the same thing to the top and the bottom. And 3/9 is also an equivalent fraction to 1/3. Now I can do this one more time. This time I will split it, making 1, 2, 3. So 3 lines gives me 4 extra sections. So now I have my 1/3 that I started with. What I do to the numerator, I must do to the denominator. And we're multiplying by 4 this time because I made 4 extra groups horizontally. So when I go ahead, I can count these up. So my shaded parts are 1, 2, 3, 4 out of a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out of 12 total parts. So 4/12 is also an equivalent fraction to 1/3. Let's try one more time finding equivalent fractions to 1/2. I've made 3 boxes and I have split them all into halves. So as you can see, my denominator is a 2, so each box has 2 parts. And my numerator is a 1, so I'm going to shade 1 out of those 2 parts to signify 1/2. So right now, these are all showing 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and show you again how we can find equivalent fractions. I am now going to split this horizontally. And now I've created 2 new parts, one on the top and one on the bottom. So I will multiply both my numerator and my denominator by 2. if I'm looking at the picture, I can see that I have 1, 2 shaded parts out of 1, 2, 3, 4 total, which you can see 1 times 2 equals 2, and 2 times 2 equals 4. I multiplied my numerator and denominator by the same number of 2, so you can see that 2/4 is an equivalent fraction to 1/2. I will go ahead and cut my next one into 3 new parts horizontally. So by creating those 3 new parts, I will multiply my top and my bottom by 3. And if we count those up, I have 1, 2, 3 parts that are now shaded out of a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. Again, I multiplied my numerator and denominator by the same number, 3, and I have created an equivalent fraction. 3/6 is equivalent to 1/2. And that is all for today.